Hello from the Dukascopy TV studio in Geneva. We are discussing Green Cross and environmental challenges for 2015 with Mr. Alexander Likhotal. He is president of Green Cross International here in Geneva. Mr. Likhotal, welcome to the studio.
Hello, good afternoon. It's a real pleasure to be here.
And it's an honor to have you here. Could you please quickly outline the mission of Green Cross International and where your organization currently focuses at?
Well, Green Cross focuses on the nexus between the problems of security, environment, and poverty eradication. Whatever falls into all three categories is our cup of tea. That's what we are doing. But it has been already in existence for more than 20 years. We have celebrated our anniversary 2 years ago. And it has been always on the forefront of the sustainability agenda. And today, I would say the main issues that we are working on are water problems because of certain achievements during the previous years on this agenda. I mean the adoption of two major international documents, and Green Cross has been one of the driving forces behind the adoption of these documents. I mean Transboundary Water Resources Management Convention, and also the Water as a Human Right principle. So now we are working on the implementation of all these issues, and on this agenda, and I might say that it is always an uphill battle with all of these problems. But at least we have achieved certain results, whether it be in Africa, we work in Côte d'Ivoire, in many sub-Saharan countries of Africa. We work also in Latin America, now in China, in India, practically all over the world. The second point on our agenda today is naturally energy and climate. Clearly that energy plays a very special role in the development of human being. Actually, we became such a special, let me say, type of living species, Homo sapiens, largely because of the possibility to use external energy sources. That's what differs us from all the rest of the nature and animal world. But unfortunately, due to sometimes very unclever use of the energy and resources, we are living in the situation when we are creating problems for ourselves. If you look at all the problems that we're talking today, water, energy, climate change, food shortages, diseases, we are losing enormous amount of lives in the world because of the bad air, low quality of air, low quality of water, etc., etc. Up to 50% of the hospital beds at any given moment of the time are occupied by the patients that were poisoned with bad water.
When we talk about the climate challenge, there is one conference at the end of this year in Paris that is going to be very important. How is Green Cross contributing to the climate summit?
Well, actually, Green Cross has created a high-level work task force on the climate change, which comprises major experts from all over the world, some politicians, and business community representatives as well. And we have developed several documents that were presented to the mechanism of the Convention on Climate. And we will be, of course, present in December in Paris with the Climate Change Task Force, continuing that. In addition to that, we will be having a big conference here in Geneva in October, which is prepared together with the Geneva government, I mean the Canton of Geneva, and it will be dedicated to the inclusive green economy. We will have among the speakers major business leaders, several politicians, and a lot of top-level experts on climate change. We plan to adopt a special document which will be then submitted to Paris conference as our contribution with a very specific targeted solutions that we propose to be taken on board by Paris meeting.
Mm-hmm. What is your hope for this conference? How positive are you that a result is going to be presented at the end of this year? A positive result?
Well, I must tell you that I'm very optimistic, but at the same time I understand that my hopes bypass will bypass the realities of the conference, because always it seems that the decisions achieved by any major conference are too little too late. At the same time, given the progress which was achieved between the United States and China during the visit of Obama to China, and also with India on the understanding of the perilous course of using the traditional forms of energy, it would seem that there are much better conditions now for a comprehensive deal achieved in Paris.
Mm-hmm. Let's quickly switch the subject. There are major crises in Europe with the Ukraine crisis. And you also mentioned the subject of security. How can Green Cross maybe be a moderator in this field, or how does this crisis affect your work?
Well, I would say we cannot be a moderator because this is a very heated political problem, and Green Cross is not a political organization, and it's in our charter that we cannot engage on any political agenda. Therefore, we cannot mediate in any situation like that, but at the same time we have our national organizations working both in Ukraine and Russia. They continue working, they cooperate, and within the framework of the Green Cross there is no split in understanding between Ukrainian part and Russian part of our organization. But at the same time we hope that we will be able to provide additional support to the Ukrainian regions that are particularly stricken by this conflict in terms of remediation, environmental remediation of the situation, and help to local communities socially and medical as well, because we have certain experience and know-how, and we have a special program which is called socio-medical consequences of wars and conflicts. That gives us a possibility to be involved in a very positive and a very constructive way. We are not trying to put the blame on anybody, on any side. We simply say that, okay, this region has suffered a lot, people have suffered a lot, and we need to provide help to them.
Mm-hmm. So last and final question for today. What help do you need to achieve your mission, and especially what role does the business community have?
Well, my attitude towards the role of the business community is not euphoric, let me say, because I do understand that business of business is business. And all the mantras about the social responsibility and the environmental responsibility of the business so far largely remain a lip service. Why it happens? Business people are the same people like any other people, but the economic system is shaped in such a way that they have additional responsibilities, because any leader of a big company has to think about the jobs of the people that work for the corporation. He has to think about the shareholders and that they should support the strategic course of the company, etc., etc. But at the same time, I know a large number of business people that are as environmentally concerned as I am, and they're trying to help as much as I do and we do, or any environmental leader will do. How it could become more resultant? I think the modern economic system needs a thorough overhaul, because unless environmental concern and social concerns become as important, strategically important as customers and profits, it will not work. And this is a matter for the governance structures. They need to set such legal rules and to make them permanent, understandable, and transferable, that business will be abiding by the rules. And there are lots of things that could be done in order to go in this direction. For instance, the system of taxation. We are taxing labor and we are not taxing sufficiently resources. It should be vice versa, completely. Many other things. We want to put that on the agenda of the conference that we will be having in October in Geneva as our proposals to the December summit in Paris.
Alexander Likhotal, and we would be happy to have you maybe at the end of the year for a follow-up what the Paris negotiations have been turning out. Thank you very much for this interview so far.
It will be my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for watching. Do make sure to keep clicking back on the Dukascopy TV website for latest updates and exclusive interviews like this. Have a great day and see you next time.